Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we peel back the curtain on big business, and sometimes we find out the curtains are held up by dividend declarations. Have you ever wondered what a company is really up to with its money? Today we're diving into a special report from Minerals Technologies Inc. that sheds some light on things. It might not be a blockbuster movie announcement, but for investors and anyone curious about how companies share their profits, this is pretty interesting. Before we dive in, if you want more of these straight to the point corporate insights, make sure you hit subscribe. And if you want to chat about these filings with other curious minds, we've got a Discord community linked in the description below. So, on the 15th of October 2025, the board of directors at Minerals Technologies Inc. decided to share some of the company's earnings with its shareholders. They declared a regular quarterly dividend. Think of a dividend like a thank you payment from the company to the people who own a piece of it, the stockholders. This dividend is set at $0.12 for each share of common stock. Now, what does that mean for you if you own stock in this company? Well, it simply means that for every share you hold, you are going to get 12 cents. It is not a massive amount per share, but for companies that issue dividends regularly, it can add up over time, providing a steady stream of income for investors. The company also laid out the timeline for this dividend. You'll actually receive the money on the 4th of December 2025, but here is the catch, and it is an important one for investors. You need to be a stockholder on record by the 30th of October 2025. This date, called the record date, is crucial. If you buy the stock after the 30th of October, you won't get this particular dividend payment, the seller will. So it is a specific cutoff to qualify for the payout. Interestingly, this report also mentions that this dividend declaration was the only bit of news. A press release was issued that also included information about a share repurchase program. Now, a share repurchase program, also known as a stock buyback, is when a company buys its own shares from the open market. This can happen for a few reasons. It can reduce the number of outstanding shares, which can potentially increase the earnings per share because the same profit is being divided among fewer shares. It can also signal that the company's management believes the stock is undervalued, essentially saying, "We think our own company is a good investment." This press release is attached as Exhibit 99.1, and it is essentially part of this official filing, so we can consider it as official news from the company. Now, the filing itself is a bit of a structured document, and one of the sections we need to look at is Item 9.01, which covers financial statements and exhibits. This is where they list all the supporting documents that come with this report. We've already touched on Exhibit 99.1, which is that press release dated the 15th of October 2025. This is where you would find the full details of both the dividend and the share repurchase announcement if you wanted to dig even deeper. There is also Exhibit 104, which is the cover page in an interactive data file format, often called inline XBRL. This is for making the data easily digestible by computers, which is super helpful for regulators and for automated analysis tools. It is like making the report machine readable. Finally, we get to the signatures. This is the official sign, off confirming that this report has been reviewed and authorized. In this case, it is signed by Timothy J. Jordan, who holds a pretty important role as Vice President, General Counsel, Secretary, and Chief Compliance Officer. This signature on the 16th of October 2025 shows that the company is formally submitting this information as required by the securities laws. So, what is the big picture here from Minerals Technologies Inc.? Well, the declaration of a regular quarterly dividend tells us a few things. First, the company is likely in a stable financial position right now. They feel confident enough in their cash flow and future earnings to commit to distributing a portion of their profits to shareholders. This is often seen as a sign of maturity and financial health. It is like when a household consistently saves a bit of money each month. It signals they are managing their budget well. The fact that it is a regular quarterly dividend is also important. It means this is TA1 off special payment. The company has a history of paying these dividends and intends to continue doing so. This predictability is something investors often look for, especially those who rely on dividend income for their financial needs. The addition of a share repurchase program alongside the dividend adds another layer to their capital allocation strategy. By returning cash through both dividends and buybacks, the company is actively trying to reward its shareholders and potentially boost the value of their investment. It suggests active management that is looking at multiple ways to benefit its owners. However, we must remember that this filing only tells us about these specific actions. It doesn't give us a deep dive into the company's overall financial performance like a 10Q or 10K would. We don't see revenue figures, profit margins, or debt levels here. So, while the dividend is a positive signal, it is only one piece of the puzzle. For instance, if the company is taking on a lot of debt to pay this dividend or buy back shares, that would be a cause for concern. Without more financial data in this specific report, it is hard to say definitively if this is a sign of booming success or a company perhaps trying to keep its stock price attractive while facing other underlying challenges. The key takeaway is that Minerals Technologies Inc. is actively managing its financial resources by returning capital to shareholders through dividends and is exploring ways to enhance shareholder value through share repurchases. This indicates a management team that is focused on shareholder returns, which is generally positive news for investors. The specific dividend amount is modest, but its consistency and the accompanying buyback program paint a picture of a company that is, at least on the surface, doing well enough to share its success. Alright, that is our quick decode of this Minerals Technologies Inc. filing. What do you make of this dividend and share repurchase news? Does it signal strength or something else to you? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more. And don't forget to join our Discord community. The link is in the description for more in-depth discussions. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next decode.